find two or more people be on the same scale. You can't be on the same rank. You could be full professor, all right. But it's what you bring to the table determine what you take. Yeah, so some countries are also modeled around productivity to be the basis of your salary or whatever you're entitled to. Another thing I want to also talk about has to do with technological advancement. Now you may have finished bachelor's, but you see that all the things that you studied previously may not be of relevance today. Because if you look at the gap between what we do in the sub-Saharan Africa, particularly Ghana, and that of the developed country, I'm sure the mileage is about 1 million or 2 million. Yeah. Because, for example, I've traveled to certain universities. You look at the culture of academic life over there compared to what you have over here. Where here you find students very interested in grades, very interested in certificates, but they are not interested in the work output. That's totally different from their system. This also feeds back to what my brother said, productivity. The last thing I want to talk about possibly has to do with globalization. Now, we have teeming youth who have done masters, some even have done PhDs, no job. So, if you don't upgrade yourself to a certain level of a certain competencies, now we hear that Germany are looking for certain category of people. Canada, US, people have been going, but you should ask ourselves, do you have what it takes to get into their system? So globalization also influences people to undertake postgraduate program. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so my next question, I'll start with Professor Banfweji. Prof, I know my panel members, they are all lecturers. So we want you to share with us here postgraduate studies in contemporary time. What are the teaching and learning approaches that we are supposed to use to help our 21st century students?
Yes, as I've indicated, I'll be speaking from the background of the Tenkan University and with applied research. So our approach that we use in teaching, apart from the normal classroom taught program, we try to take them to industry and go and look at the managerial aspects on how things are done. Or we invite experts from the industry to also discuss how things are also done in the industry, so that at the end of the day, when they finish their program, they are also going to use the problems found in the industry as their thesis, work that they are going to do, so that then their thesis that they are doing will become an application of what is needed in the industry, so that there's no disconnect between industry and the academia. That is one. Two, even though it's a postgraduate program at Tenkan University, we also pay high premium on letting them to have seminars, attend seminars which are compulsory, and also attending conferences, including international conferences. I just came from South Africa 2 weeks ago with 6 of my postgraduate students who attended a conference, and that was their first time of traveling out of Ghana, and that tells you the experience that they gained. And so coming back home now, they have a different mindset of what is happening elsewhere and learning from other international postgraduate students as well. These are some of the models that we have used. Even though Cape Coast University, we started our postgraduate program just 3 years ago, and this is how we want to tailor it, so that by the time they complete their program, they become more, as my brother indicated, people are having PhD looking for jobs. But our own shift is that when they complete their program, they should have their own jobs, create their own jobs, or fit into the world of work. So that's the model that we have used with our Tenkan University approach. Thank you.
So
Yes.
Your teaching and learning experience.
Yeah, Prof, thank you very much. I think that Prof is in technical. I mean, we are in leadership, the humanities. The first thing that I've noted is that learning nowadays, especially for postgraduate students, should be learner-centered. As a matter of fact, greater part of the work or the job must be done by the students. It is very, very, very important. And this is where I underscore this particular point, critical thinking. As a matter of fact, the postgraduate student shouldn't think. We call something in the education andragogy, adult learning. Now you are all adults. Therefore, you shouldn't expect, and it shouldn't be so, that like bachelors, the lecturer comes, try to some level to spoon feed. Even there, we are discouraging that. So here, you have to do the work yourself, and the lecturer will be a facilitator. You don't expect that everything will be given to you hook, line, and sinker. So it should be learner-centered. Again, I think what should be taught should be linked to the goals and aspirations of the students. In other words, when I'm teaching policy development, for example, I'm teaching pastors, headmasters, and so on and so forth. I want them to dwell or utilize to a large extent their own experiences in terms of the leadership positions that they occupy. So the andragogy is, what experiences do you have to relate what you are studying to the outside world? That is very, very important. And that boils down to critical thinking. You think so critical about issues. Nowadays, I'm marking some of postgraduate theses and so on and so forth. You see that when it comes to analysis, what is analysis? You see that students still write as if they are, excuse my language, at the bachelor's level. Analysis is simple. Break down the concepts into their simplest and smallest units, and then look at the points or the concepts that have been isolated. Look at the relationship among them and bring your view objectively and impartially to bear on what you are talking about. That's analysis. But students are not able to do analysis. So the critical thinking is very, very important. Again, writing skills is a big challenge. As a matter of fact, if you are into postgraduate studies and your writing skills is problematic, you find it difficult to finish your work. Because for us in leadership, education, and philosophy, we use a lot of words, sometimes qualitative. And therefore, blending together, forging together ideas is very, very, that's why when we are marking, we look at chapter 4 or 5.